Time to bring the bass back.
Mix is the beat of our culture. Your music.
I thank God for the opportunity to make music and for that music to be on a platform for people to come out and love.
Your stories.
It's gold for the Philippines.
The next generation of creators, artists, and filmmakers.
We bring you the latest and greatest impacting people from our community.
Spotlighting inspiring content from Generation Mix.
It's just a true honor to be able to do this, especially with all the great Filipino talent here.
Discover fresh artists first from around the world. Uniquely Filipino.
Step back three. He has got that.
Mix is the beat of our culture.
Hey guys, it's Hava2Ums and welcome to this MYXclusive interview. Happy Monday afternoon, everybody who is tuning in live. It is a little bit gloomy right now where I am, so I hope you're all staying safe and dry wherever you are, and of course staying safe during this time. But also, I hope you're all excited because I'll be welcoming a very special guest who will be joining me here on MYXclusive for today. She is a talented artist, content creator, and creative individual who is here to share more about what's been going on in her life recently, but also about her newest single, which is called Palms of Two Sinners. So I'm really excited to get to know more about this track and also her, because this isn't her first time on MYXclusive, but it's actually my first time meeting her on MYXclusive. So everybody, please welcome back to MYXclusive, Kemrie.
Hi, thanks for having me again.
Of course. I'm very happy because, like I said, you've been on MYXclusive before quite a couple of times, but never with me, no. So I'm really happy to meet you. Welcome, Kemrie. How are you on this Monday?
It's kind of cold this morning, and it's been raining a lot too. It's weird, but yeah, I've been just writing and reading all those introverted stuff. So yeah.
I love it. I mean, that's true, no? Medyo weird yung weather natin. Like, sometimes it's really hot, then it starts to rain. So, to everybody who's tuning in, medyo masakit yun sa ulo, no? So, stay hydrated, stay, comfortable wherever you are. I hope you're all doing okay. And it's really interesting, because I've seen you on my TikTok quite often. I feel like you get that a lot. And it's crazy to me that you say you're like an introvert, because like on TikTok it's a little bit different. But I love that about you. We love duality. We love duality.
Yeah.
We love that.
It's really
So
hard
how's
to
it been?
explain
Yeah.
that. It's really hard to explain that to people. Like it's really because I always get that. Like I'm very different but like the thing is, I'm always alone. And in my TikToks, so I just go all out because no one is like watching. Yeah. So
that's the best. When no one's watching, you can just do whatever you want, right? But I totally relate because I feel like I'm also like that. Like when I'm by myself, obviously like introverted and stuff, but like when I talk to other people, of course, like you're still like introverted, but I totally get you. It is hard to explain.
Thank you.
But we love to see it. We love to see the duality. But how's it been? Obviously, like with TikTok, like creating content too, sometimes it can be a little bit difficult, like from my own personal experience too, like creating, constantly creating TikTok. So for you, like it's been quite some time since you started TikTok too. So how has that been for you, like thinking of stuff to coming up with stuff to post and stuff like that?
it's quite challenging. I mean, my perspectives on TikTok right now have changed since then, because the first time that I got into the app, it's just to have fun and it's just for leisure. And now that people are trying to expect it now, it's just you have to come up with so much stuff again, and you have to like with drafts. So just in case you haven't posted like a recent one today, you have like an extra video that you have to post. It's changed. Things change.
Yeah, it really does change, no? I feel like a lot of us, when we first got into TikTok, syempre, like, especially in 2020, like the start of 2020, it was really for fun, trying to find stuff to do. Then now it's a little bit more, not even serious, but more people are expecting stuff on TikTok, right? So
There's
I
a little
totally
bit of pressure there.
Yeah, there is a lot of pressure, especially you have so many followers, but go girl, just do what you want, it's your space. Diba? We support it. I love that. But speaking of other stuff that you've been up to, you said, you've been just reading a lot too. So I love to read. So what have you been reading these days?
Other than a lot of fictional stuff, it's more really on school, linguistics and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
juggling that too. It's the creative and the academic. It's just
Mhm.
it blows my mind every time.
That blows my mind too. When I hear like artists who are still in school, when I talk to them about it, my question is always like, how do you balance it? Because I already had a hard time like balancing school in general. And then when I have to balance it with other stuff, I can only imagine. So for you, Kemrie, like what's your secret to that? Like balancing both of these things?
Well, I have to let go of the thought that I have to balance it. I just
Mm.
but it's there. Like both of the things are present, so you just really have to deal with it. That's that's like my mindset now.
That
Yeah.
is true. Yeah, that is actually true. No, when you stress too much about like the things that you have to do, medyo
Just
sayang
let it go
effort
and just do
eh.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Great wisdom on a Monday, you guys. No, as someone who is overwhelmed all the time, I think that's a good reminder for me, but also for everybody who's tuning in as well. But I also love to ask people, no, because I love I love to get to know like what people are into, like
Me
in
too.
terms of
Yeah. Yeah,
right,
I'm
like
that too. Like I'm so curious all the time. Sometimes
yeah.
I think of myself as super weird, and like it's either I'm talking too much or like I'm not talking at all. You
Oh,
know?
we're really same. That's me also. It's either I talk too much or I really don't talk at all.
Yeah.
Oh my god. We're really the same. Because I'm also like that. Like when I'm super interested, I'm super interested,
Yeah.
to get to know about
It's gonna
something.
tell,
So
like the expressions and
yeah,
everything. It's just gonna be there.
that's so true. It's in the energy, it's in the hands, it's in the eyes, it's in like
Yeah,
everything, right? So I
super
love
true.
that. Oh my god, we're on the same wavelength, you guys. And this is our first time meeting. Oh,
Yeah.
diba? You know it's real. You know it's real. But like I said, I love to get to know what like people are into. So you said like reading and stuff. But also I'm curious to know like what is your most recent like Netflix recommendation? Super random, but I love to get to know like what people are watching these days.
Oh, recently I've been my brother just introduced me to this anime called Spy X Family.
Stop. That's my favorite. I love
Oh my
Spy X
god, that's my
Family.
favorite too. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh,
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah, me too. I was really not, I was like hoping you would say anime because I love Spy X Family. Then you said Spy X Family. Oh my God, how have you been liking it
Oh
so
my
far?
gosh. It's really good. It's just really cute. Like the concept and
Yeah.
everything, like having a assassin mother and a spy father and a
Yeah.
telepathic daughter. It's
Oh,
super
great.
random, but it's super good.
Yeah, it's so good. And like everything about it, no, like even the music and it's like
Yeah,
funny and wholesome at the same
super.
time, which
And the
I
plot.
love. Oh my God, I love this so much. We're really on that same wavelength. So to everybody tuning in, if you need a Netflix recommendation, you already got it here. Spy X Family. And
Spy
it's
X Family.
weekly. The episodes are weekly,
Yeah, it's
guys. So every
weekly.
Saturday.
Yeah, every
Yeah. See, we both know every Saturday, so make sure to check that out if you're looking for a Netflix recommendation. But we're also here, of course, to talk about the music. So I'm really excited to know more about your most recent single that I mentioned a while ago, "Palms of Two Sinners." So I'm really interested because I was reading the press release on "Palms of Two Sinners," and the story kind of really intrigued me. So could you tell us more about how this track started? Like, where do you get the inspiration from, and what is it about?
I always mention this into my interviews.
Mhm.
It's always coming from a room. It's I don't know, because every time that I try to conceptualize something, and the first thing that comes up in my head is a room. And I
Mm.
always like, yeah, I think it's really because of the pandemic. I don't know. I think the major trigger, yeah, the major trigger was me isolating myself so much.
Yeah.
And the time that I conceptualized palms was just I was in a pink room back in Bicol, and I was playing around with chords, and then palms. My hands got really sweaty that time,
Mm.
and yeah, and I was filled with so much inspiration and so much romance in my head. Like I'm always in my head, and it just popped in my head like palms of two sinners. I think I really find it very interesting to put that as a title, and
Mhm.
I just kind of did everything. Like it just happened so fast. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just can't explain it that much, but it's there. It just popped in my head.
And very like, just like that, which I think is so
Yeah.
cool. I mean, that is like a lot of the things that we do, especially as creative people. Creative people.
We're always in
I
our
feel like,
heads.
yeah, always in our heads, randomly thinking of stuff, and then just something pops out of nowhere. And I think like a lot of people do like experience that, but I love that you're able to express all of it through song, obviously media of choice,
I try
medium
my
of
best to
choice.
articulate as ever with my music. Sometimes it just gets too abstract, and that's what I really like about it too. Because um, you're just gonna know that people are interested to find out more about the song. Like there's so
Yeah.
much abstract stuff in my music, in my opinion. So I'm just really glad people ask these things.
Yeah, which exactly, like making it abstract makes people curious. I feel like, well,
Yeah.
for in my case at least, because you kind of want to know more
Yeah.
about it, and that's why you
Yeah.
ask these questions,
Yeah.
which I think gives it like a deeper, bigger meaning
Yeah.
too for
No
whoever
matter how
is
weird that
listening.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get you. I really get you. And that's why I want to ask about the title, like Palms of Two Sinners. That is quite abstract if you think about it. Like a lot of people might not know from the get go, like what is the meaning for Palms of Two Sinners for you, Kemrie?
Um. So I created this kind of story in my head where I think a lot of people would relate because a lot of people have experienced these long distance kind of like conversations. And
Yeah.
yes, it's a little bit of a romantic kind of thing. And because of that, this delusion comes up in your head. And for me, relating to the song, like I have a very strict family. Yeah, if you get what I'm saying, like I have a strict family, so it's like dating is not kind of their thing yet. And I have made this like story in my head where, what if I was talking to someone, but it felt so really good, but at the same time you're regretting it. So you're in between delusion and regret, the paradise and like hell, heaven and hell,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and just putting up so much values in the song where I'm religious, like I believe I have my own beliefs, and it just felt sinful every time I pick up the phone and then talk to someone,
Yeah.
and then just feel good. It's like an addiction because sometimes when you get to it, when things are too much, it's just bad. And every time I just think that every time I pick up the phone, it's just, oh no, I'm doing something bad, but I know that it's bad, but I am gonna do it anyways. And every time I put it down, I'm just gonna, okay, Lord God, I'm sorry, but I just did it again. It's something like that. It's this song is just so happy go lucky, but at the same time, like behind whatever music or the sounds that you hear in the song, it's just there's regret. There's
Yeah.
something that is haunting you, and it's just waiting for you there. Yeah, I think that's how I would describe Palms of the Sinners.
Yeah, no, I love it though. I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. When you, like you said, any too much of anything is obviously not good.
Yeah.
Ever. Especially when it comes to like a relationship. When you dive headfirst and let's kind of like go with it. It's a little bit it's a lot. And I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. Like sometimes when something is so good that you're like obsessed with it, it's a little bit too bad
Yeah.
already.
Yeah,
right?
I also have an obsession trait. Like I would get
Yeah.
obsessed with things and then I let it go easily. So yeah, I have a tendency to do that too.
Yeah, it's okay. I feel like a lot of us do. Like that's me and a lot of different things, like coffee. Like that's really
Yeah,
bad.
true. Oh my god. Yeah, same.
Right? Oh my god, I feel like we have the same brain cells, which I think is great. But a lot of people, like I said, can relate to that, and I love that you were able to express, like, even though it's like a little bit of regretful feeling, it was wrapped in like this summary, beautiful vibe in the song, which I thought was really interesting too. So, what was it like building around that central theme that you had in creating the song too?
I have a weird obsession with pads. If you're familiar with pads, like when because pads are just effortless. Like when you press like a chord or like you make a chord, you don't have to do all of the jittery stuff. Like it's just flows like that. So you can hear that in the song. It's like da, da, da. There's not so much complexity in the song, at least for the demo. But that's how I made the song. And the way that it's arranged, the way that I arranged it was also very interesting to me because I kind of like adapted it to in an EDM kind of thing, like a build up,
Yeah.
but then it cuts in this in the second part of the song, and then like the last part of the song is just like just flowing. It's really happy go lucky. Like I kind of realized that now. Yeah.
Which is, I mean,
Kinda
really
weird.
interesting to hear in a song too. The way that you describe it, like you had certain ideas you wanted to go with for the
Mhm.
song, and then you kind of just saw where it went, like happy go lucky, which is really
Yeah.
interesting to see in a song too. Because I feel like a lot of people will have certain ideas of what they want to do already, and then just kind of bring it there. But then you kind of just like let it flow, which I think is a great reminder too for anybody in this kind of situation that is obviously
Mhm.
obsessing over anything, or like has these feelings. You kind of just gotta let it flow. You don't
Let it
put
go
too
and
much
just do
pressure.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We can learn so much from this release of Kemrie, you guys. Poems of Two Sinners as well, but the title is also really interesting. So could you tell us more about like the title itself?
Um, the title "Palms of Two Sinners" was an idea where, other than I described my hands in literally, I
Yeah.
described my hands sweaty in the song, just a little bit fancier. But other than that, I kind of like felt like just really having tons of sins every time I put the phone over my ear. And I just don't want to blame it on myself. I also want to blame it to the person, but at the same time, I don't want to blame it on myself, like as me. I want to blame it on my hands. So it's not just my hands are sinning, it's also yours. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to be the only person who's going to be a victim here. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a two-way street. It's not one way. It's
Yeah.
two-way street. Obviously. So I love that. There's like a mutual thing going on, and it's a lot of
Mhm.
feelings that I feel like I keep saying, a lot of people can definitely relate to. So to everybody tuning in, if you haven't heard Kemrie's newest single, it's called Palms of Two Sinners. Perfect for the summer, even though it's a little bit gloomy right now. You guys can check it out. It's available everywhere. And this makes us really curious too, because I mean, really exciting to have a new release. But you said you kind of just create music when you can. So what
Mhm.
else can we expect coming from you, Camry? I know there's so much you must want to do with your music. So what can we expect coming from you?
Um, I well, as I said, I've been writing and reading, and half of that is music. And I've also
Mm.
been experimenting, and I'm just really taking my time right now. That's what because I don't want to like overload myself that much.
Yeah.
Because I'm a very emotional person. I'm a very sensitive person. Um, People's stories affect me so much, no matter how happy or sad that is, doesn't really matter. And I just always grab opportunities in the little things, like even in this conversation or even just by looking at the window. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's how I take my time. So, yeah, probably a lot of stuff is coming this year. I don't want to
Oh,
spoil it.
excited. Yeah, no, it's okay. You don't have to spoil it. Take your time. Like you said, we will enjoy your most recent single for now, which is called Palms of Two Sinners for everybody who's tuning in. But that makes me really curious too, like with music. Is there anything like you want to try with your music that you haven't tried it? Like maybe a genre or like something that you've never done but want to do?
Oh, I want to learn how to write rap music.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's
Is
just
there like a
I
particular reason why? Like why rap?
Because like I've always wanted to dance to my own songs. And like it's just every time that I do dances on TikTok, it's like
Yeah.
the lyrics are just super catchy. Like sometimes I find it um like I don't understand anything. Like I don't understand
Mm,
what they're saying, but the beat and the
yeah.
feel is there, so I dance to it. And I kind of
Yeah.
want to understand how that works. And that's why I want to like write rap music or maybe do a fusion of my own version of rap music. I don't know,
Yeah.
but it's really interesting to think about it, though. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, especially like I can imagine, I feel like it would totally work with your music too. I don't know, like I can just picture it for some reason. I can totally get what you mean. Like a lot of songs, like I mean, I'm an avid listener of like K-pop and stuff. So I don't understand a lot of the music, but the feelings and like the vibes are there. So which is really
Exactly.
interesting, right? For
Yeah.
anybody. So, ooh, that's exciting. Maybe we could hear a Kemrie rap song in the future, you guys. We're gonna manifest it here. We're gonna look back at this interview when that
I'm gonna be
happens and be like,
delusional again and just do it.
yeah, you should just do it. You know, just try. Like you keep saying, right? Just
Yeah.
do it. And why
Just do
not?
it.
We'll see how it goes. Yeah.
Mhm.
That would be very, very interesting. I mean, to see you grow in many different ways also as an artist would be very interesting. But I still remember like your interview with VJI not too long ago. I remember it was like one of your very first interviews that you did as an artist, which makes me curious to know how do you feel like you've grown as an artist since your debut in like 2020?
Um, it was nerve wracking. I think that I'm more relaxed now, but I'm a very anxious person. I'm just
Mhm.
revealing myself so much here, but yeah,
It's okay. It's a safe
I'm
space.
always like I'm always like balancing myself. Where
Mhm.
sometimes um, I would look back and I would try to react differently, but then at the same time,
Mhm.
I would resonate still. Like I would say that I still have that kind of personality up until now, but um, I always try to extract lessons from each of my videos, even though sometimes I just really don't like watching myself again.
Yeah.
Um, I just don't like doing
Feel
that. But sometimes the hard stuff are the valuable stuff. So I
Mhm.
just, the discomfort is where you get all the lessons. So I watch back
That
and
is Yeah, that is so true. The discomfort means you're learning something or realizing something.
yeah,
That's why it's there. So that's great wisdom on a Monday, you guys. You should write that down in your journal to everybody who is tuning in. I love that. But also, before you go, I also really curious about artists you've been listening to these days. I always love to know who fellow artists are. I mean, artists who are listening to fellow artists as well. So, what's on your playlist these days?
Oh, that's a really tricky question because I have a lot. But I would listen to, I listen so much to EDM. Like, I don't know if you're, yeah, I'm
Interesting.
an EDM baby.
Mhm.
I listen to DJs. I
Yeah, like who? Like who?
listen to Rehab, Diplo, Skrillex, Bose. Yeah, those artists. And for singers, I would still mention Xylo and Winona. And their voice is just really unique, and the way that they write is just
Yeah.
very interesting. Also Adele and still Taylor.
Yeah. Classics, obviously. But I love that you're like really, really into EDM. I don't know why, like I didn't get that impression of you at all, but
Yes, I love
it's great.
EDM.
Wow. I love learning about people, you guys. See, you never really know. Like I feel like often I don't get EDM often or as often because you know how like EDM was like a thing. It's like it really peaked in 2012. I don't know
Yeah,
why I know that. But that's
progressive
it was
house.
like
Yeah.
the year of like, you know, it peaked.
Party year.
Everybody was into EDM. Yeah,
Yes.
everybody was into EDM at that year. And I mean, it's still really a big thing right now, right? But a lot of
Hmm.
people like it has like kind of spread. EDM has spread into many different genres too. But to
Yes,
hear you
yes.
talk about like Skrillex and stuff brings me back to like
Yeah.
2012 that time, which is great. I love it. Now I'm gonna want to listen to EDM after this. So
Yeah, and they're
I love
also
that.
experimenting a lot of stuff now. So it's not just the
Yeah,
EDM from before. It's
yeah,
EDM with reggae, EDM with
yeah.
Latin Afro beats.
Yeah, that's why it's really interesting to see how much it's grown since then,
Yeah,
right? So I feel like it's having a resurgence also, especially
yeah.
recently.
Hmm.
So that's really exciting. But of course, you guys, we're also gonna listen to Camry's newest single, of course, which is called "Palms of Two Sinners." Once again, available everywhere. But before I let you go, Camry, do you have a message to everybody who's tuning in and everybody who's been supporting you and your music?
First of all, thank you for accepting me for being weird. I'm just gonna put it out there. Um, and thank you so much for the people who have already listened to the song and for the people who are about to listen to the song. And you can guys follow me on all of my socials. Kemrie B on Instagram, Twitter, Kemrie B, TikTok, Kemrie, Facebook page, Kemrie, and yeah, YouTube, Kemrie. So yeah, thank you.
There you go, guys. Make sure to follow Kemrie everywhere so you can stay updated with everything she has going on, especially with music and life and just everything in general. So make sure to follow her everywhere. And of course, stream all of her music, once again available on multiple digital streaming platforms. But thank you so much, Kemrie, for joining us here. I enjoyed our little
you.
chat
Yeah, me
today.
too.
Yeah, we're on the same wavelengths. We share the same brain cells, you guys. So thank you so much, Kemrie, for joining us once again. And thank you as well to everybody who tuned into this MYXclusive interview. Once again, this has been Sam with two M's and Kemrie. Thanks, guys.